Hello everybody and welcome to Ben Park's The Extra Mile, a new channel where we have a deep dive into some more niche topics and also review some products that wouldn't normally make it onto the main channel. Well, today is the turn of the Hoka Bondi 8, this all new updated shoe from Hoka in their max cushion range. So as usual with all my reviews, we'll start out chatting about the facts and figures, then we're going to talk about the likes, the dislikes, and my conclusion then. And for anybody that isn't a runner, that is looking for more of a walking shoe or a shoe to wear for work, we'll chat about that at the end. So feel free to move your mouse around. And just before we start, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money. This is not anything to do with Hoka at all. Me just, spending my money to give you a completely impartial review. Right, let's get stuck into the facts and figures. So this shoe set me back 145 British pounds, which is around about 170 euros or 165 US dollars. I know those currencies don't convert exactly like that, but that's the prices we've seen them for on websites in those countries. The stack height, about 35mm at the back, 31 at the front, giving you a 4mm drop, and is coming in very heavily at 380 grams, even heavier than the Nike Invincible. I never thought I'd see a shoe heavier than that one, but this one is topping those scales around about 380 grams. The shoes are about 2 grams difference between the right and the left, so nothing really to worry about. This is a neutral shoe, and in terms of a purpose, very much an easy and recovery run type of shoe. The upper is this lovely mesh material, and Hoka are using lots of recycled sort of fabrics and materials in this shoe as well. The midsole of this shoe is a new EVA foam that Hoka have put into this shoe, hopefully to give it a little bit more of a responsive ride. We'll come on to that later on in the positives. And then the outsole just has these rubber inserts in here. Not many of them. They're trying to save weight. Thank God they did, but yeah, providing a good amount of grip and traction as you go along with your running. There's no plate in this shoe, although it is reasonably stiff with that foam. I got this in a regular width, which I'm sure most people will do, but if you want some wider widths, they do it in wide and extra wide as well, which you can get on the Hoka website. This shoe was true to size for me, and in terms of how I define it in terms of cushioning, very much a maximum cushion shoe. You can't really get much more cushioned than the Hoka Bondi. Right, let's get stuck into the positives. Right guys, I've got 3 positives to get to. The first one is it's surprisingly responsive. I really like this new foam that Hoka have put in this one. Previous models of the Bondi have just felt so like marshmallowy and soft, which is good, but in this one it's actually nice and soft, but also nice and responsive as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not doing any speed workouts in this shoe, but for your easy runs, your recovery runs, it's just bringing them to life a little bit more. I was also really surprised at just how stable the shoe was, in terms of there's really not a lot of movement there from right to left. Cornering, really good. Moving on to my second positive is comfort. Really comfortable shoe. Very easy to get on, liking the new pull tab at the back here. No hot spots, no moving around. I really feel like you could run a long way in this shoe with very few issues. It's given me absolutely no issues so far. Just put it on straight out the box and we were off. Someone that's doing some ultras, maybe some flatter ultras, some road ultras, could be a really good option for your training miles, logging up some really good distance in this shoe with minimal impact on your legs. And then my final positive is it just had a few more uses than I was expecting. In the past, the Bondi's just been all about one thing, which is recovery. But for me, this shoe, it ticks that box very well in that recovery aspect, but those easy runs, those longer runs as well, as I say, feel like I could just run a very long way in this shoe. Whereas in the past, Bondis were just so squishy and so soft, by the time you get to that really sort of long distance, 20, 30K, 40K, whatever, it just felt a little bit like hard work. But with this, a bit more responsive, a bit more going for it. Really enjoyed that. And if you want to turn one of those easy runs into a little mini session to do a fartlek or something like that, it will handle that absolutely fine. The only thing it's really not going to be doing is those speed works, your reps and those faster tempos, thresholds, 5K, 10K racing. It's not going to be up there for that, but we'll come on to that in a minute. So my first negative is just touching on those last points there. It's not that magic do-it-all shoe. It's not meant to be, it's not marketed at that. If you want to do some faster running, you are going to have to supplement your shoe rotation with something. But saying that, it's a good shoe to have in there for those easy runs, those long runs, those recovery runs. It really is nice and comfortable and will look after you well. But for your speed workouts, your faster racing, yeah, it's real no-go area for that sort of thing. My second negative is possibly a little bit too narrow through the midfoot section here. For me, it was fine. I've got feet quite on the narrow side. But if you're someone that is particularly wide through your midfoot, you may want to get half a size up or get one of the wider models. So in my conclusion for the sort of running part of this, yes, it's a really good easy run shoe, good recovering shoe. If you don't mind the bulk, it is big. I was going to have that as one of my negatives, but I think anyone looking at a Bondi has to be clear, this is a massive shoe. It's a big bulk under your foot, even bigger than something like the Nike Invincibles. If you don't mind that bulk and you don't mind that weight and you just want something that's going to look after your legs, you really can't go wrong with this type of shoe. The shoe gives it just about enough excitement to keep a smile on your face when you're out there running as well with the new foam. I'm not sure what the stats are for the Hoka Bondi, but it's not just runners that buy this shoe. It's a lot of people that work in retail, people that work in the healthcare sector, people that are on their feet all day, a lot of people commuting to work as well. For me, I've been wearing this shoe doing the grocery shopping, going on the train, doing some commuting, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's been really comfortable being on your feet all day long. So if you're the type of person looking for that type of shoe, I really would recommend this. Very comfortable all day long, just as it is with a running shoe as well. So I think Hoka have really delivered a good shoe here. Yes, it's not fantastic, but everything that Hoka are selling the shoe as, it is delivering for me. So I'm going to enjoy putting some more miles in this shoe as part of my training for Valencia Marathon. The main competitor in the market for the maximum cushion shoe at the moment is the Nike Invincible. If you want to have a look at that review, check that out up here. And we have got the New Balance More version 4 coming in the next few days, so we'll be dropping a review of that on this channel here as well. And then we've also got a comparison of all three of the shoes, and the New Balance one will be here in a few days, dropping on the main channel where we will chat all things max cushion. So go subscribe for those, they'll be coming up very soon. Wishing you all the best with your running, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.